We're following an investigation out of St. Louis Park this morning after a massive fire tore through the Helix apartment complex. We know that 90 apartments were affected and one person was taken to the hospital but is expected to be okay. Sky 11 was over the scene last night as the flames ripped through the third floor, filling the sky, as you can see there, with black smoke. 20 mutual aid fire departments were on the scene until late last night, trying to put out those hot spots as residents watched as their homes turned to ash.
With the wind, you can see the flame like 10 or 12 feet above the roof. So it was bad. It was bad.
The Red Cross and Salvation Army are assisting residents with shelter. We will continue to update you as that investigation continues. Right now, firefighters are rushing to contain 16 wildfires in the Superior National Forest and Canada. 3 of those are inside the boundary waters. Altogether, they're burning more than 77,000 acres, which is larger than the size of Minneapolis and St. Paul combined. More than 500 firefighters are on the scene, with more crews arriving every day. The unprecedented situation has led to evacuation orders for thousands. Sammy Solina spoke to one woman who had to leave her home behind.
Coming back to Cedar Lake always felt so good.
It's just absolutely beautiful. It's peaceful, I guess. That's why we love it.
Jill Knisny has made decades of memories with her husband, Dennis.
He had no building experience whatsoever.
Who built a base camp for high schoolers there.
He embraced everyone. He loved everyone.
But the campfire crept toward their land.
We had to evacuate, and our friends here were kind enough to let us stay at their home.
And Jill had to run from her sacred place.
Dennis got cancer in 2020 when COVID hit. And then we had a memorial service just last week.
This was Jill's first summer coming back alone.
Oh, really sad. Knowing that he wouldn't be here.
Dennis in the camp had probably the biggest impact on forming me as a person.
Scott Taylor,
Just like shower mold, I just keep coming back.
fell in love with Cedar Lake when he was a teen.
Hey, Scott.
After he lost his father and stepdad a few years apart.
Look what Scott made.
But he found comfort in Dennis and the home he built.
He just kind of stepped right in and that role of a father figure.
But with yesterday's winds, he and Jill worried it would push the fire to the place they love.
Hopefully everything looks really wet.
Lucky for them, the fire didn't visit.
Things aren't as neat as we would like them to be because we had to leave in a rush.
Jill and Scott say
Dennis is in every trail, every post, he's in every nail.
they feel Dennis here.
Especially when I find the channel locks. When he couldn't find a tool, he would just go into Ace and buy another one. So I once counted 17 channel locks.
So as they leave back to safety,
Hello, Mr. Loon.
they'll pack up their memories
You're so pretty.
and hope they can come back again.
Keep the faith.
Back in the metro, businesses are stepping up to help. Soda Clothing announced it is donating they're donating $10 from every online order today and tomorrow to the United Way of Northeastern Minnesota's Crisis and Disaster Recovery Fund. The company pledged at least $2,500 no matter what sells. Well, this weekend we will have continuing coverage of the wildfires and smoke on air, streaming, and online at Kare11.com. And coming up tomorrow, we're taking a look at the key U.S. House race on tomorrow's episode of Kare 11 on the Record. Political reporter Danny Spiewak is going to sit down with 2 candidates in Congressional District 2, south of the Twin Cities, GOP State Senator Eric Pratt and Democratic nominee Mike Little. You can catch the show tomorrow morning at 6:30. Well, this morning, 2 major metro roadways are closed for weekend projects. Cece Gaines has more on where you could see some slowdowns.
Hey there, starting at 10 Friday night, expect a major closure on 494. Both directions of the interstate will shut down between Highway 100 and then Highway 77 Cedar Avenue. So that's going to be between Richfield and Bloomington. All entrance and exit ramps along that stretch will be closed too. And the closure will affect you if you're headed to the Mall of America, the airport, IKEA, or any of the west suburbs. So keep that in mind as you make plans. Give yourself some extra time. The closure lasts until 5 Monday morning. You can use Highway 100, Highway 62, and then Highway 77 Cedar Avenue to get around any of the work. If you drive in Eagan and Apple Valley, you should also plan ahead this weekend starting at 9 on Friday night. The northbound 35E ramps to and from Highway 77 will close until 5 Monday morning. That could slow down your trips if you're going to the Minnesota Zoo, Apple Valley shopping areas, and anyone traveling between Cedar Avenue and 35E. Your detours will be off highway. You can take Cliff Road to 35E southbound. You can also drive along 494. Add some extra time and have a great weekend.
Today, the St. Paul Saints are celebrating a very special fan who brought smiles and community into every Saints home game, Sister Roz.
I thought when I started talking to her she might hang up on me, but I mentioned beer. She asked could she drink beer during the games. Her parents were German immigrants, and so I said, sure, sister, you can have your beers during the game, so which she did.
Minnesota nun Sister Roz offered massages at Saints games for 20 years, helping over 5,000 fans relax. She passed away last month at the age of 96. Prior to tonight's doubleheader against Louisville, the Saints will hold a celebration of life that starts at 3 o'clock at CHS Field. The Lynx also play tonight against the Portland Fire. You can catch that game right here on KARE 11. Tip-off is at 7 with pregame and postgame coverage hosted by our KARE 11 sports department. So tune in starting at 6:45. Well, trending this morning, the internet cannot stop watching these nuns who have gone viral for talking about normal things. Let's listen.
You have a hobby?
Cooking.
Sister, yes.
They don't use social media or even listen to podcasts. So when Sister Miriam was approached to host her own, she was a little confused. Sister Miriam quickly, though, rose to fame with her catchphrase, Sister, yes, and topics like giving up speeding for Lent and ranking their favorite TV shows. She now has nearly 300,000 followers on TikTok and over 7 million likes.
Love that.
Yeah.
Sister, yes.